Hey kids, this is Ivan. How you doing? It's August 20th, 2024, which means, yep, you guessed it, it's day 20 of RPG A Day 2024. And our prompt for today is Amazing Adventure. And as a kid, I read all kinds of books where people went on all kinds of adventures and were explorers, or if it was a fantasy book or a science fiction book, but very often people were going places and doing things and discovering things that nobody else had ever seen before. And well, it's the 21st century. And for the most part, we don't have the opportunity to do those kind of things any longer. Most of the world has been mapped out and explored, and we know what's there. And yes, you can spend a lot of money to go to some of these like exotic and remote places, but you're not really going to discover anything for the most part. Maybe at the bottom of the ocean, the Marianas Trench or whatever happens to be. Or should we get to go out to Mars and all that stuff? Some lucky people will be able to do that one day, which is awesome. But, for the most part, most of us don't have the fortitude or the resources or the chutzpah or whatever it happens to be to actually go out and do these things. And like I said before, the opportunities aren't really there like they were hundreds of years ago. And that's one of the great things about role-playing games is, we can do those sorts of things. We can play Broken Compass and go to the Arctic and discover, pirate ships. Or we can play Leagues of Adventure. The sky is no limit, and travel in floating ships across the Atlantic on our way to discover something in South America that may be really, really interesting. And, hopefully we get back to that campaign. But that was an amazing adventure where none of us, not the players, not the game master, really knew what was going to happen. Yes, the game master knew it was there, and there were things that we could discover, but they didn't really know what we were going to do either. So the adventure can go all kinds of different ways. And, the list goes on and on of the various adventures that I've had and the adventures that you can have. And you just never know what's going to happen. But also the cool thing is when you play in that manner, you never know what's around the next corner, what's around the next bend. What am I going to discover? What is this going to mean? What am I going to do when I discover this? What kind of decisions am I going to make when I find this situation? And, these are things that are larger than life and experiences that we can't necessarily have in our real mundane, humdrum, flesh and blood lives. So that's one of the things that keeps on attracting me to playing role-playing games, because we can have these fantastic, amazing, larger-than-life adventures and, get to go back to them again and again and see where they go. What about you? Have any amazing adventures lately? Better than going to the DMV?